old Jaffa is through the sources, but also the excavations. There's a big hole behind those trees over there with excavations. On the way down, you look down, you'll see like ruins of like an old Egyptian outpost. Okay, the Egyptians, when they're expanding out of Egypt along the coast, they will also like fortify the towns that are along the beach, along the highway. Okay, and underneath and above all the layers we talked about. A few words about what went on in Jaffa in the recent, last like 80 years or so. So we all heard about Tel Aviv, that was born out of people from Jaffa who felt that this town was too crowded and diseased and they needed more space. So they started purchasing land and dunes down where we were in Tel Aviv and started moving over there. And then Tel Aviv grew and grew, and then Tel Aviv swallowed Jaffa. Okay, so today Jaffa is considered a neighborhood within the metropolitan of Tel Aviv. Tel Aviv, the city is always called Tel Aviv Yafo, Tel Aviv and Jaffa. Okay, but Jaffa is the origin, this is where it started. The port itself was where all the newcomers would come in, also where the export of the local products would go out. The most famous of them all, the Jaffa oranges. Right, the whole area is where traditionally farmers grew oranges, and these big crates, they used to go out mainly to Europe. In the 30s and the 40s, Jaffa was a mixed city with a Jewish and Arab population. And in the War of Independence, we heard what happened in Tzfat. Here, it did not happen. The war bypassed Jaffa in many ways, and the majority of the people of Jaffa stayed in their homes. Okay, and they're here until pretty much now. Many of them had to actually evacuate their original homes in the old city, but not during the War of Independence. In the 1930s, there was the Great Arab Revolt against the British Territorial government, and that was initiated here in Jaffa. And as punishment, the Brits opened up 3 major highways inside the old city of Jaffa, like the road that we just walked up on a little bit, and a couple more roads. And a lot of homes were demolished, and people of Jaffa left down to the valley below us. In the War of Independence, again, many people had to leave their homes. And what happened in the recent 50 years, all the old city of Jaffa has new people have moved into the old homes of the Arabs who lived there. Mainly, again, artists. Okay, so we see the pattern repeats itself. The same thing that happened in Tzfat. The old Arab homes, the government or the town or the municipality, the way they renovated the area is by creating artists' colonies in these old Arab neighborhoods. Many of the local inhabitants of Jaffa are Arabs that lived here pre-war, and they now live down in the lower areas. And when we go walking around, like shopping and eating and lunch, they own nearly all the stores, and they'll be walking around the streets, and it's a great opportunity for you to talk to Israeli Arabs in their natural setting, thank you, and ask them about anything you want. You might